Okay, so we are going to continue. If you just take a quick look at what you've done, basically you can see how organic it is. If you had taken every stamp and each piece of wallpaper and you had just literally stamped each one, first of all, you probably would have stopped before you got 104 sides done, but it would never have looked this free and organic. So especially if you're a person who has a hard time stepping out of that zone, this is a great way to inch along that way. And we're going to continue doing that, but this time we're going to be using stencils. And we're going to be using stencils two different ways. First of all, just to show you the stencils, these are my stencils from Stencil Girl Products. They really have two aspects to them. A lot of them have words, and a lot of them have these little kind of grungy design elements, splats and circles and just openings that are very non-specific. And we're going to use these the same way that we use the rubber stamps. We're not going to say, oh, I like that word discovery, so let me place that here. No, I think it looks better there. No, it needs to go there. We're just going to grab and go. All right, so you ready for that?
I think so.
Okay, so we're going to do it with both ink from the ink pad and also paint. We're going to start with the ink pad. And basically, you're going to grab a stencil, whichever you want, and you're just going to throw it on.
Okay, I like them all, so I'm gonna go random.
Okay, you didn't even look. I noticed that.
Yeah.
That's so you're freeing up already.
I am.
All right, what I want you to see is that there are words on it, but that when you place it randomly over, some of the letters are going to come out on different cards. You may or may not be able to read the words. And I actually kind of like that. I like this thing with journaling called conceal and reveal. I like the idea that there's something in there that's, say, a word, but maybe you don't know what word it is, so it pulls the person in, and they might figure it out or they might not. But I think that really draws the eye. So a lot of what we're going to be doing is this conceal and reveal.
Nice. And I like the fact that the words are in there, and I feel like the meanings of the words like still come through the
Absolutely,
project,
yep.
even though you can't see what
Yes,
they're saying.
and you can definitely choose the words that you use by choosing the stencil that you want. And then they're all mixed up in there, but you know which words are in there.
I like this. Mine's gonna be a
The secret?
secret.
Okay, nice. Okay, no one's going to know you use that stencil except all of you. Okay, so I want you just to choose whatever ink pad you
Okay.
like.
Do you think I should go with a different color than I've used so far?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm going to do as well.
Okay. I'll do red.
All right, I'm glad you chose that one because I wanted the blue. All right, so basically, I have some craft sponges here.
Thanks.
So you're just going to sponge the ink on,
Okay.
and you're going to press and go. You don't need that much in terms of impressions. It's
Okay.
just basically holding it down so that the stencil doesn't move too much and being random. It's not even about necessarily finishing any one word. The less you think, the more you just pounce. And then I'm going to go grab some of your color too.
Okay.
And when you do that, you're going to be shading what you've already done, so you're going to get even more dimension. Then when I lift it up, this is where the excitement and the magic, the big reveal.
Let's see.
What you're going to see are these words, these grungy little elements, but when I pull these apart, like right now I can see that it says again enclosed. Now I have no idea.
Nice.
And once I do that, yeah, it's beautiful. So that
Wow.
secret is now a second et
Could be anything.
when you separate it. And I want you to remember with your covers, they're the one thing you're going to be turning both sides.
Okay. Okay. So just go ahead and stamp the covers just like we're doing. And
Exactly. You want to be random with your covers. And when you feel like you've covered enough ink on the cards that you have out, then just mess up the pile again
Okay.
and grab and go. So I'm going to use another stencil. I really love the words. So I'm going to take another one with words and spread this out just to make sure everything gets a chance. And I'm going to use this really vibrant color. This was a really good choice on your part.
Oh, thanks. Well, you're the one who brought it.
All right.
I love all these colors.
It's a team effort. And I also move the stencil around because it becomes very clear after a while that if all I'm doing is what's in the center, I'm not going to get everything.
And kind of shuffle the cards.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And this is a good, again, the idea is to do this without thinking. So you really want to go quickly on this.
okay.
Are you done with the blue?
I am.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to switch it. I'm going to take some of this emerald green.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the same side of the sponge. I don't really care if the colors mix or blend. And this one is a star, so it's going to be a little bit more specific than the random words. but because I'm moving it around the way I am, you can see that just little elements of the star get there.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
One of the things I really like to do in projects like this is to get out my phone and not call somebody or text somebody, but what I really like to do is I like to take photographs of every layer along the way. Obviously too late for us, but if you haven't started this yet, you can do that. And what you'll really see is how these cards grow layer by layer. We started with just a plain card. We ended up with our journaling side, and now you can see the level of complexity that we've begun to create. And it's all done randomly, which I think is just the best.